Okay, this lesson is on intervals of increase and decrease. And this is what the graph is doing as you follow the graph from left to right. As the graph moves from left to right, how is it moving? Where is it increasing? Where is it decreasing? And we label this with the x coordinate. Now, you want to start out by putting, remember, you want to start out by putting all your infinities in place. This is infinity forever this way. This is negative infinity forever this way. This is positive infinity up and negative infinity down. Then we label our arrows with which quadrant it's in. So this is x, this is y. We label it like an x and y coordinate. X, y. So infinity, infinity. This one's x and y is both negative infinity. So here's the graph. The graph is in red. So we're going to put a rock on the left side because remember this is what the graph is doing from left to right. So we have a rock and we're pushing it. Which way are we pushing it? We're pushing it up. And we always want to label with the smallest x value to the largest x value. So this is going from negative infinity to infinity. It is an interval of increase and the graph does not decrease. We come over here, again, the graph is in red and we label this is infinity, infinity. This one is negative infinity, negative infinity. You put the rock on the graph, you push it. It is still going up, even though it looks like it's not right there. It's still going up. It doesn't level off. So that's an interval of increase from negative infinity to infinity. Okay? Remember, the graph is in red. So this one has an arrow here. So when we label this arrow as infinity, infinity, we label this one as negative infinity, negative infinity. And I don't know if you remember on my domain and range lesson, but I also told you to label the hills and the valleys. So here's a hill. It's at negative 2, 3. Here's a valley at 2, negative 2. So again, we label this with the x value. So this one is increasing from negative infinity to negative 2. If I push the rock, that's an interval of increase from negative infinity to negative 2. Then at negative 2, it turns down, and that becomes an interval of decrease. So from negative 2 to 2, that's an interval of decrease. And then for an interval of increase, I'm going from 2 to infinity. So it starts increasing again. Now, it's debated with mathematicians whether you put brackets or you put parentheses on these points right here. So in all honesty, you could have a parentheses here and one here and 2 here. Because at those points, and this is what those who disagree with the brackets say, at those points it is no longer increasing or decreasing. That's a peak and a valley. So it's no longer increasing or decreasing there. So either way is proper. I've taught college algebra at 2 colleges and had 2 different textbooks tell you to do it 2 different ways. So I think when it's argued that way, you do it like you want to. All right. This graph is going down from left to right. And you want to label this point. This is not an arrow, so it doesn't get infinities. So this is negative 1, 2. That's the point. This point, remember when I taught you how to do this? Remember, we are labeling with an x and a y coordinate. So the x coordinate in this quadrant is infinity, and the y coordinate is negative infinity. So remember, we label our intervals with the x. So I'm going from negative 1 to infinity downward. It's an interval of decrease. Thank you. And remember, small number to big number when you label your intervals.